Hello and welcome to the Tabletop Baseball channel. My name is Tenacious Earl, and I am bringing you Game 2 out of this two-game series that the Philadelphia Phillies have with the Milwaukee Brewers. This is the continuation of the 2008 Phillies Super Advanced As Played replay. In yesterday's game, the Phillies lost to the Brewers 6-3 to open the series. And so they are at 11-11, which is the exact same record they had in real life. So things have been playing along pretty much as expected. So in this game, the Phillies defeated the Brewers in real life 3-1, with Jamie Moyer being on the mound for the Phillies in that game and beating Jeff Suppan for the Brewers. So that's who's going to be playing here. And we'll get started with that in just a second. Just want to thank you again for joining us here on Tabletop Baseball. Like the channel. We have all sorts of different types of tabletop baseball games for your viewing. What we hope is that not only is this entertaining for you, but it also will encourage you that this tabletop baseball genre is something you would want to engage in. So we'd still like to give shout outs to places like Stratomatic.com, PlayPlaay.com. I think PT Sports is another one, or PT Games, I forget the name of it, but that's for where Payoff pitches from. Atba is another game. Just whatever the game, we're playing Stratomatic here, but whatever the tabletop game, please support those sites, and we hope that you get full enjoyment out of these games, not only from the entertainment of these ball games being played out here on the tabletop, but also in your own projects and such. So thanks for watching. We're going to get started here with the game. 2008 Philadelphia Phillies at 11-11 at Miller Park to face the Milwaukee Brewers at 11-10. So we will get started here with this game. The weather effects have been rolled, and it is good conditions here. A day game in Milwaukee, 7-4 on the singles, so for lefty batters, righty batters, and then 10 from both sides on the ballpark home runs. So lineup, a couple changes here for the Phillies, but it'll be Jason Worth in center, Greg Dobbs at first. So Ryan Howard will get the day off today. I guess in real life maybe he'd been scuffling a little bit or just was slightly injured. Chase Utley at second, Pat Berlin left, Jeff Jenkins in right, Pedro Feliz at third, Eric Bruntlett short, Carlos Ruiz catching, and Jamie Moore pitching against Suppan. So let's roll this out. Here we go. Jason Worth against Jeff Suppan. And that is a 6-4. So against a righty, that'll be a ground ball to third base. Third baseman is Bill Hall, 3E28. And that is going to be a good play by Bill Hall. And yes, it is. For out number one, Greg Dobbs against the righty. So lefty 5-3, fly ball to right field X. Right fielder is Corey Hart, 3E5. And 3 and a 5 in the outfield is going to be a single. And then you got 16 on the E5, no error. But that will be a single for Dobbs. So that brings up Chase Utley. Dobbs will, Suppan and Kendall are going to be a -3 tandem. Holding runners. Moyer is 0 and Ruiz, so they're going to be -1. So, Chase Utley, they're not going to hold Dobbs on. He will swing away here. And a 2 on the D20 means that you check for a potential passed ball. Kendall is a 0, so no passed ball. We re-roll everything. $112, and that he is hit by pitch. So Utley hit by pitch, runners at first and second with 1 out. And that brings up Pat Burrell. And that is a 2-8. And that is going to be a ground ball double play. And that is going to get the Brewers out of that jam. So through 1, no score. Through half of 1, no score. So with no score, the Brewers lineup is the same as the previous game. It'll be Ricky Weeks at second, Gabe Kapler in center, Ryan Braun in left, Prince Fielder first base, Corey Hart in right field, Bill Hull third base, J.J. Hardy short. The pitcher, Jeff Suppan, will bat 8th, and in 9th will be Jason Kendall catching. So, and I have decided to try and maneuver this a little differently because it's kind of tough to do this without having the box. I feel like it's going to come up better if I do that. So Ricky Weeks to lead off. 2-5. 1-4 would be a triple for Weeks. That would be a great start for the Brewers. But it is an 8. That will be a fly ball to left that is fielded by Pat Burrell for the out. Now Gabe Kapler. And against a righty, that is a 5-5. And Moyer strikes him out for out number 2. Here is Ryan Braun. There is a 2-6 and a ground ball to short. Bruntlett throws to first, and that is it for the first inning. No score for either team. We will go to the second. First up, Jeff Jenkins. Against the righty Suppan. And a 6-2 against a left-hander. Ground ball to first. Prince Fielder 4, E18. And a 1 is going to be a single. And let's see, the E18 and a 14 is an E1. So not only a single, but an error as well. So Jenkins goes all the way to second on the single and an E3. So that brings up Pedro Feliz. And the pitch. Against a righty, 6-8. And this is going to be trouble for Jeff Suppan. This will probably score a run. It will score a run, undoubtedly. 1 would be a triple. That's an 8, a double for Pedro Feliz, and that drives in Jeff Jenkins and a 1-0 lead for the Fightin' Phillies. Eric Bruntlett with the runner at second base. Think about bunting here with him, but with the bottom of the lineup not very strong here. Just going to go ahead, and it's a 4-7 against a righty. Oh, and he's going to potentially get a single here on that 4-7, 1-18. And it is a single. Phillies will move up a bag. A little dinker that nobody can get to. And with that, first and third, nobody out. Bring up Carlos Ruiz. So here's Chooch, first and third. They're going to play in the infield back, and they will give up a run. Get 2 outs if they can. A 1-7. And that will be a single if it's a 1 through 7 on the D20 when we re-roll. Otherwise, it'll be a line out to Bill Hall. And that is a line out, and that is a big first out. Let's see, they will try a safety squeeze here with Moyer. He is a, let's see, what is he? An A bunter, so he'll be a B chance at the safety squeeze. And a 5. So B5 because they're playing infield in, expecting it. A5 or B5 is a sacrifice, but that's a sacrifice bunt. B5 sacrifice. See description of sacrifice. Runners advance a base. So Moyer does the job, gets an RBI as Phillies comes home. Shortstop fields it, throws over to first. 2-0 Phillies. Not a team you think of small ball in it, but they do here. So now Jason Worth with Bruntlett at second, 2 down. See if he can put a charge into one here. That's a 6-4 against a righty. Ground ball to third. X. So Bill Hall again, 3E28. And a 3 and a 2. Another. That's going to be another base hit off of the X chart for the Phillies. 3 and 2. That's going to be another run in. And a third base, what did I say? He was 28 and 11. And another error. So SI2 and an error. Bruntlett will come in. And some unearned runs here in this inning to Suppan. So single for Worth and an E5. 3-0. Greg Dobbs now with Worth at second. 2 outs. Can Dobbs come through? There's a 4-11 against a lefty. Fly ball to left field X. This is going to be Ryan Braun, 4E0. They've gotten a lot of low rolls here on this D20. But this is going to be a good one. And that is going to be the final out. But Phillies won the game 3-1 in real life. They already have 3 runs in this game by the second inning. And we will go to the bottom of the second with a 3-0 Phillies. Prince Fielder will be the first batter here in the bottom of the second for Brewers against lefty Jamie Moyer. Against a lefty 4-6, strikes him out. So with 1 out, Corey Hart now at the plate. And a 2-6, a 1-17 single. And they get the single. First hit of the game for the Brew Crew. Hart, good at stealing here with 1 out and a -1 hold factor for the Phillies. He's going to try to get a lead. Needs a 4, 5, or 6. Gets a 10, so does not get a good lead. So that ends up meaning a 1-8 chance Going to let Bill Hall swing away here. They're hoping they don't get the double play. That's a 3-8. That's a fly ball to right. That'll be out number 2 as Jenkins hauls that one in. And J.J. Hardy now at the plate. And let's see. What did we say? 1 to 8 chance? Corey Hart's going to take off for second with that 1 to 8 chance. And he is caught stealing, and that will be it here for the second. Caught stealing to Hardy's a righty, so 2-4. And so no runs, 1 hit, and nobody left. Trying to pick up an extra run there. We're going to go to the top of the third. And it'll be Chase Utley leading off for the Fightin' Phils. Here we go against Suppan. He was hit by a pitch his first at bat. Against a lefty, 5-6, and he strikes out. So that brings up Pat Burrell. Grounded into a double play in his first appearance. That is a 1-9. 1-9, he may get a single out of this. 1 to 8. And he does, right on the money. So Jeff Jenkins, Burrell is not going to be held. And a 4-4 against a lefty, Catcher X. Catcher X, that is going to be Jason Kendall. 2-E-1. 2-15. Foul out. And a 15 on the E1 is not going to be an error. So that is a foul out to Kendall. I want to double check that result. And that is the case. So with 2 outs now, it's going to be Pedro Feliz doubled in the second inning. So we'll see if he can duplicate that kind of magic here. And that is a 5-7 against a right-hander. And guess what? Pay dirt again. 1 to 2 double, 3 to 20 single. That'll be a single. That's going to advance Burrell to third base. So with 2 outs, runners at the corners, it's going to be Eric Bruntlett trying to get another single. He had one his first bat. They strung 3 together there in that second inning. 3 hits in a row. See if they can do it now. And a 1-6. 1-6, but that is a clutch pop-up to shortstop, and that will end the inning. The horseshoe means it is a clutch attempt. Anything that's, and it gets the reversal of the indicator, so that becomes a pop-up, and Jeff Suppan is happy to see that little horseshoe. We're going to go to the bottom of the third. Still 3-0 Phillies. And it'll be Hardy in his first chance here against Moyer. And a 2-7. He draws a walk. Jeff Suppan will be up to sacrifice. He is a B bunter, so that will make him a C. Because they're playing in. C7. C7 is a good sacrifice. That'll be a 4-3. Runner moves up. And so Jason Kendall, with a runner in scoring position, will look to drive home J.J. Hardy. And 2-11. That's a ground ball to short. Will not move the runner forward. Right, shortstop A. Runner at second. Right. And that brings up Ricky Weeks. 2 outs, and Hardy still at second base. 3-2, and he is hit by pitch. So a little trading of the beanballs by these pitchers. Utley, now Weeks, now Gabe Kapler, first and second. 2 outs. Not the guy you want to bring up with runners on base. Although Fielder is another guy you don't want to either. 4-8 against a righty, 4-8. And that's a fly ball to left, and Moyer will get away with it. And that will end the third. So through 3, it is still 3-0. Phillies only allowing 1 run so far to the Brewers, and we'll be right back. Carlos Ruiz will be the first batter here in the fourth. 2-9, and he strikes out. 0 for 2. And that brings up the pitcher's spot. That'll be Jamie Moyer. He drove in a run with a sacrifice bunt. Tough to call that a driving in a run when it's a sacrifice, but against a lefty, 5-4, and he hits a fly ball to center. It's going to be a tough play. Coming in is Gabe Kapler, 3-3, and he will make the play for the second out. Nice running grab by Kapler. So that brings up Jason Worth. He drove in a run with a single in the second to complete that 3-run inning. And a 2-6. That will be a single. No but runners in scoring position with 2 outs. So he will try to get a good lead here with Dobbs up. Try to get into scoring position. Needs a 7 on the money. Gets an 8, so he does not get a good lead. He's going to have to stay at first there. Greg Dobbs. And that's a 3-8. That's a ground ball to short, and he's going to take it straight to the bag himself. Fielder's choice. So Suppan steadies the ship here after the 3-run second inning. Phillies still on top 3-0. Moyer out for the fourth. And it'll be 3-4-5. Ryan Braun leading off. Grounded out in his first appearance against a righty, 5-9. Fly ball to right field. Moyer has been missing the big problems. Jenkins makes the play. Prince Fielder. And a 2-7 strikes him out. Moyer has had a rough start to the season, but in this game so far, he has been pretty good quality. Corey Hart, 5-7 against a righty. That's going to be a 2-out walk to Hart. So Bill Hall, Hart will try to get a lead here. That would be a 1-15 if he can get it. But the 12 is not going to get there. He's not going to take the bat out of Bill Hall's hand. Bill Hall has some home runs on the season. 2 outs. Here's the pitch. And that is a 5-10 against a righty. 5-10 ballpark single for the righty. 1-4 chance. That's a tough break because that is going to be a liner to short. Ball jumped and caught by Bruntlett for the final out. So we will go to the 5th inning. Phillies still nursing the shutout here. So Chase Utley first to face Suppan. 5th inning, 3-0 Phillies, and the pitch. That is a 3-2. That's a ground ball to second. Tries to get it through the hole, but Weeks is able to dive and get that and make the play. Short work of that. Pat Burrell, 1 for 2. Singled and also grounded into a double play. And 3-7, he may get a double out of that. A 1-6 chance. That is a 5, so a double for Burrell. 2 for 3. And that brings up Jeff Jenkins with Burrell in scoring position and 1 out. That's a 4-11, 3 on the D20. Close to being something that would be a problem. 4-11 against a lefty. Fly ball to left field, X. Braun 4E0. Four and a 4, that is going to be a hit. 4 and a 4 is a double with 2 base advance. That will score Burrell. Jenkins with a 1 out double, and it's now 4-0 Phillies. Burrell comes in, just eases himself home easily. Here's Pedro Feliz with, again, another runner at second base. 1 out. 2-9. Ground ball to short, looks the runner back. Throws to first, Hardy to fielder for the 2nd out, and now it is Eric Bruntlett left up to him to try and bring home a run with 2 outs. And against a righty, 4-6. Ground ball to short, and that will end it. Through 4 1/2. Phillies do pick up another run. It's 4-0. And Moyer will look to get through the 5th here and be the pitcher of record in this game. So it'll be J.J. Hardy. He drew a walk in his first appearance. 3-6, 1-4 single. Does not get it. That'll be a line out to the shortstop. And that's 1 out. It'll bring up Jeff Suppan. And they are going to go to their rather short bench. They will pinch hit with Mike Rivera here against the lefty. So the backup catcher. Their only right-hander off the bench. So Mike Rivera will get a chance, and he may stay in the game and catch. 4-9 against a righty, and oh boy, a weak power though against lefties. So this 8-20 double, 1-7 will be a single, and that is a double for Rivera. And that'll bring up Jason Kendall. Runner in scoring position here. Let's see if he can do something with that. And a 1 on the D20 means we check for wild pitch. Moyer, a 1 or a 2 would be a wild pitch. Does not get it. So again, Jason Kendall, we re-roll. 5-3 against a righty. Ground ball to pitcher. Moyer, a 3E15. 3 and a 2, that is going to be a single. And then you got 8, so probably not anything else other than that. But 3 and a 2 for the pitcher, single, 1 star. That'll move Rivera up to first, or up to third, excuse me. Single, and now let's see, what did I say he was? E15 and an 8. No error. But bring Ricky Weeks with 1 out. Runners at the corners. Moyer in a little bit of trouble. They're going to play with the infield at double play depth. Hoping to turn 2 here. Weeks is relatively quick though. 10 on the D20. 2-12. 2-12. That is a ground ball to short. And that, my friends, is a 6-4-3. If they had played the infield in, that would be a single, but instead, that is exactly what the doctor ordered, and the Brewers will be snuffed out in the 5th here, no runs on 2 hits, and they leave the runner stranded at 3rd base. We're going to go to the 6th inning here, and it is now 4-0 Phillies going to the 6th. So the new pitcher for Milwaukee will be David Riskey. Top of the 6th, Phillies still ahead 4-0. 3 runs in the 2nd and 1 in the 5th. So Milwaukee to their bullpen already, and it'll be Riskey against Carlos Ruiz. 0 for 2 for the catcher. And against a righty, 5-7, and he is able to draw a walk. Brings up Jamie Moyer. He will have his 3rd chance here at the plate. He will be bunting. They're playing infield in, so he'll be a B bunter. And a B7, and that will advance the runner. Another sack, 6-3. And so with 1 away, it'll be Jason Worth again, looking to extend the Phillies' lead against Riskey. And 1-5, and Worth is struck out. He'll be 2 for 4 after that. And now Greg Dobbs with a chance to potentially we'll go ahead and pitch Riskey against Dobbs. They could have gone to their bullpen here, but actually they will. Be right back. All right, so Brian Shaw's being brought in here with 2 outs, and Carlos Ruiz at 2nd base. I forgot to mention to start this inning that Riskey was batting in the 9-hole. Kendall comes out. Mike Rivera is actually batting in the 8-hole where Suppan vacated, and now so then Schaus is also batting in the 9-hole. So Greg Dobbs against the lefty, Schaus with 2 outs and a 2-10. That's a ground ball back to the pitcher. And that will be it for the 6th. So the leadoff walk will not come back to haunt Milwaukee. No runs in the top of the 6th. Jamie Moyer will come back out. 6th is his potential inning of weakness here. So it'll be Gabe Kapler leading off the inning. Against Moyer, he is 0 for 2 so far. And make that 1 for 3 on the 1-8. That is a single. Brings up Ryan Braun. They will be holding Kapler on, so they will not try to get the lead right yet. Ryan Braun against Jamie Moyer. And a 1 on the D20 means a check of wild pitch, 1-2. And it's a 2. A wild pitch gets away from Ruiz. And Kapler moves up to 2nd. So Braun now with a runner at 2nd and nobody out. That's a 5-11 against a right-hander. Ground ball to short. The runner will be held at 2nd. Can't make the move on that hit to the shortstop. So Prince Fielder now with 1 out. And against a lefty, 6-8. Ground ball to 2nd base. That'll be Chase Utley having to make a tough play on this. The runner will be able to advance to 3rd. 2E14. And that will be an out. But the runner will be able to advance on the grounder to 2nd. So 2 down. Kapler 90 feet away at 3rd base. Corey Hart with a chance to score him with a single. And the pitch. 3-7. And runner in scoring position, 2 outs. That will be a single on the 3-7 roll. Clutch single for Corey Hart. It's now 4-1 as Hart drives in Kapler and extends the inning. So the first run allowed by Jamie Moyer brings up Bill Hall. The Phillies will get Rudy Cianez ready in the bullpen here, as they're going to let Moyer pitch to Bill Hall, but one more hit and he will be tired, or walk for that matter, against a right-hander. 4-8, and that's a fly ball to left, and that will be the final out for Moyer. Here in the 6th, the Brewers pick up a singlet run, and we will go to the 7th. 4-1 Phillies. So, top of the 7th, Brian Schaus coming back out to face the lefty Utley. With Burrell on deck, though, they have Seth McClung warming up. And a 4-11 against a lefty. Fly ball to left field, caught by Braun. And the Brewers will go to their bullpen, and we'll be right back. So Seth McClung will come out, and he will probably only pitch 2/3 of an inning since his spot is next up in the order. But he will face Pat Burrell with nobody on, and one away here in the top of the 7th. 4-1 Phillies lead, and a 2-10. Ballpark home run, 1-10, and McClung will give up a home run if it's 1-10 right off the bat. But it will stay in the park, and it will be caught by Braun, a long fly ball that will be out number 2. And that will bring up Jeff Jenkins. 2 outs. And that is a 2-9. And that is a strikeout. And McClung gets the 2 outs necessary there. And Moyer will start the 7th inning here. So 7th inning stretch, 4-1 Phillies. Moyer will get the start of this inning, and we'll see how far he goes. It'll be Hardy, Rivera, and the pitcher spot. So against Moyer, J.J. Hardy leading off. And a 2-10, a ballpark home run chance, 1-10. Will the D20 be friendly to the Brewers this time? And it is gone. Home run, J.J. Hardy, 4-2. Brewers have cut that lead in half. It was 4-0, now 4-2 after singlet runs so far here in the 6th and 7th. They will let him pitch to Mike Rivera here. Nobody out. One run across. That is a 4-12 against a righty. Ground ball to short, and that'll be the first out. Batting for McClung will be Tony Gwynn Jr. And so if he gets on here, this will be the end of Moyer's day, most likely. And that is a 4-10 against a lefty. 4-10, fly ball to right. If you can see that here, 4-10 against a lefty. Fly ball to right field. Jenkins makes the grab. 2 outs. That brings up Ricky Weeks. Still has not reached his point of weakness. This will probably be his last batter. And the pitch against a righty, 5-8, and this is going to be trouble. One batter too long, 5-8 against a righty, 1-2 triple. Otherwise a single, and it will be a single for Weeks, and that is going to bring on the bullpen. And Moyer's day is done. He can only win. He cannot lose this game. And we'll be right back. So righty Rudy Cianez to face Kapler. Cianez not very good at holding runner on. But he will try to get a lead and see if he can get to second base. doesn't get the lead, but Weeks with a 1 to 12 chance before the hold arm. So you add 1 to 13 chance. He's going to try to, actually no, we will not have him try to steal here. Would not, Kapler can actually get into one here and maybe cause some problems. So let's see, Kapler 2 down, Rudy Cianez, runner at first, Ricky Weeks. 2-6, and a 2-6 is going to be at least a single, 1 to 3 chance at a double, and it's a 2. That will be a double, 2 stars, and the tying run is at second base for Ryan Braun. And no quit here in this Brewers lineup. Ryan Braun against Cianez, 2 down. And the pitch. 2-7. And that is a ground ball to short, and that will retire the side as Bruntlett throws over to first. Cianez gets out of the jam. And we will go to, we got a little bit of work to do here. We'll come back to the 8th inning. They do pick up a run. They make it 4-2. Philadelphia still on top, but with 2 innings remaining, the Brewers are within striking distance. So Carlos Villanueva will come into the game here and face Phillies, Bruntlett, and Ruiz in the 8th. 4-2 Phillies. Pedro Feliz against the right-hander Carlos Villanueva. Against a righty 5-5. Fly ball to center field. And Kapler is able to snag it for the first out. Eric Bruntlett against a righty 4-8. Strikes him out. With 2 outs, it'll be Carlos Ruiz. And a 4-8 again against a righty is another strikeout. And that will be it for the top of the 8th. No runs. We will go to the bottom of the 8th. And the Phillies will make a move to their bullpen. Be right back. The Phillies will turn to J.C. Romero here to pitch to lefty Prince Fielder. And then Corey Hart, Bill Hall. Prince Fielder against the lefty Romero. Setup guy. A 3-4. Strikes him out. Boy, that Romero living dangerously there. Puts it in a nice spot, but Fielder misses it. Corey Hart against a righty 6-9, and he will get on with a base on balls. Romero not good at holding runners on. Hart will try to get that lead, but does not get a good lead. So it's a 1 to 14 chance. He's going to try to steal a bag here. 1 to 14, and he just barely beats the throw. So it was 1 to 13. It's a plus. Romero's a +9. The most you can be is +5. And so 13 plus 5 is 18. Minus 4 is 14. 1 to 14. So Bill Hall with a runner in scoring position will face J.C. Romero. And they're gonna, if Romero struggles here too much more, they will go to Ryan Madsen. So here is Bill Hall. 1-5. 1-5 is a double to right. In to score easily will be Corey Hart, and Romero gives up the run. It's now 4-3. And that will be it for Romero. They're going to come get him, and we will be right back. So Ryan Madsen now in the game to try and get them out of this jam. Runner at second with 1 out. J.J. Hardy at the plate. And the pitch. 4-8 against a righty. And this is going to tie the ball game. What an unlucky roll for Madsen and the Phillies. It's going to be a double almost certainly, unless it's a 20. That will be a double. It's going to score Hall, and it is now 4-4. Blown save for Madsen. And the go-ahead run is at second base now. Mike Rivera at the plate with the pitcher spot on deck. And here's the pitch. Against a righty, 5-6, strikes him out. So with 2 down, it'll be Craig Counsell, their last move from the bench. So Craig Counsell will bat from the left side and try to score this runner from second. 2 down. And a 1 on the D20 means we check for a wild pitch. 1-5. Doesn't get it. Re-roll everything. Yeah, it's a leaner. And 3-4. Ground ball to first. And Dobbs will make the play. They pick up 2 runs and tie the ball game here against Ryan Madsen, and we will be back. 4-4 game here at Miller Park. All right, so Solomon Torres, he pitched last game, but he will pitch again, and he did not pitch in the game before, so but he will get a chance to get an inning in here since he is the closer, and Milwaukee, being the home team, can't be in charge of a save after the 9th inning. So he will face T.J. Bone to start as the pinch hitter. The Phillies also have Ryan Howard on the bench, but they'd like to be able to bring him in with either someone in scoring position or with or maybe with 2 outs here. We'll see. T.J. Bone leading off the inning. 3-7. 3-7 is a double off Torres. And so this is one of the things about Bone's card. He only had 5 at bats, but one of them was a double. And he had a 400 average. So he's had 2 hits in the last couple of games here. So his production is probably just about done. But anyway, that's going to mean the go-ahead run is at second, and it's going to be Jason Worth at the plate. A big double to lead off here from T.J. Bone. Here is Jason Worth. And a 3-6. And he will walk. That will bring up Greg Dobbs. First and second. Nobody out. And here is the pitch to Greg Dobbs. 110. Ballpark home run chance. Can Greg Dobbs prove to be a hero here for the Phillies? 1-10. This would be a home run. And it would be a 3-run shot for Dobbs if he can get it. Is it long enough? No, it is not. That is going to be a fly ball that will be caught by Corey Hart, and that is a long first out. Oh, man. So close. So Chase Utley now at the plate. One out. 4-7 against a lefty. Fly ball to left field. Braun makes the catch, and so with Pat Burrell at the plate, they will turn to Ryan Howard with 2 outs here. Two outs in the 9th. They'll see if he can do something to bring the Phillies back into the lead. So here we go against Torres. Ryan Howard. Against a lefty, 6-8. 1-18 single. That will not get the run home. First, we got to see if it is a single, in fact. It is a 16. That is a single, and the bases will be loaded for Jeff Jenkins. And that means Torres, well, no, Torres is a 2-inning pitcher, so he still is okay. But the bases are loaded. Jeff Jenkins at the plate. And here is the pitch. 3-5. 3-5 is a strikeout, and that will end top of the 9th. So if the Phillies are going to win this game, they're going to have to do it in extra innings. They send 6 to the plate, but cannot get the run home. And we will be right back. So we are in the bottom of the 9th here. Clay Condrey to the mound, trying to keep the Phillies in this game. Ricky Weeks will lead off for the Brewers. And will the Brewers take the series and sweep it here in the bottom of the 9th? We'll see. 3-5, 1-6 single chance. And that will be a ground ball to third base that Phillies will get. Howard stays in and plays first. Dobbs moves to left field. And that will be, and Condrey has slid into the 9-hole. Gabe Kapler. 2-3. Ground ball to shortstop. And Bruntlett makes the play. 2 outs now. Brings up Ryan Braun. 111. 111, and he is going to get a single and perhaps a double out of this. It'll be a single for Braun. Keeps hope alive here. Condrey -1 hold, coupled with Ruiz -1, -2. And they're holding him on. Braun will try to get a lead here, 4 or 5. Gets a 5, so he will steal. Gets a jump with 2 outs. So it's -2, and then -2 is 1-14 chance. And he is thrown out at second base on the 20. And that is going to end the inning. No, caught stealing. Fielder at the plate, 2-6, and we're going to go to the 10th inning, folks. 4-4. We'll be right back. So Pedro Feliz will face Solomon Torres, his second inning of work here. They're going to give him a couple innings of action. Pedro Feliz against a righty, 4-7, strikes him out. This would be Torres' inning of weakness, so even though he did give up a total of 3 hits and walks in the 9th, he is rated for 2 innings. So Eric Bruntlett, 4-8 against a righty, and that's going to be at least a single. The Phillies would love to get a 1 or a 2 here. They don't. Brings up Carlos Ruiz. With Torres a -3, Rivera a +2. So -1, and then another -2. So Bruntlet's going to try to get a lead here and see if he can steal second. 5 or 6 is necessary. It's an 8. So that means, because they're holding him on, the chances of him going here are going to be remote. It would be a 1 to 8 chance. So Carlos Ruiz with a runner at first. They will go ahead and let him swing away here. 6-5 against a righty. That's a fly ball to right. Caught by Hart, and then with 2 down, it's the pitcher's spot. And the Phillies will bring in Taguchi. To pinch hit for Clay Condrey. Here you go, weak power, so no chance at a home run here. Here is the pitch. Against a righty, 4-6, ground ball to short, and that will be it for the top of the 10th. Still 4-4, going to the bottom of the 10th, chance for the Brewers. Okay, so Chad Durbin coming in here for the Phillies. He's going to try to eat 2 innings if he can. If he can get that far. He'll face Prince Fielder to start, followed by Corey Hart and Bill Hall. Also, the Brewers are out of hitters, so pinch hitters, so they will have to go to their starting rotation, perhaps, to hit 2-6. 1 to 8 single for wait, it's not Corey Hart, it's Prince Fielder. 2-6. That's a ground ball to short, and that's 1 out. Corey Hart now he gets to bat. 6-10 against a righty, ground ball to third base. Pedro Feliz 2-12, 2 and an 8, and an 11. That will be an easy play for him. So with 2 outs, Bill Hall and a 2-3, a fly ball to center field. And we're going to go 11, folks. Still 4-4. We'll be right back. Mitch Stetter will get a chance to pitch here. Lefty. He will face Jason Worth, then Greg Dobbs, Chase Utley, Ryan Howard. So 3 lefties after Worth. And so here is the first pitch. Against a righty, 5-2. A 1-2 would be a single. And that's an 8, a line out to third. For the first out, brings up Greg Dobbs. And they're going to have to hit with Dobbs here against Stetter, trying to save their bench options. 2-11, ground ball to second. So with 2 outs, Chase Utley up against Stetter. And a 1-6 is a strikeout. We'll go to the bottom of the 11th. It's still 4-4. Okay, Durbin's still up here pitching. Bottom of the 11th. It is 4-4. J.J. Hardy leading off. 1-10, a foul out to Ruiz. I don't know if I said bottom of the 10 or bottom of the 11th. It's bottom of the 11th. 4-4. Mike Rivera against a righty, 5-7, strikes him out. 2 outs, and they want Stetter to face Howard here, so he will hit for himself with nobody on and 2 outs. And that will be a strikeout. Number 1 pitcher's hitting card. So Stetter gets an at bat. And we will go to the 12th inning. Yeah, still tied at 4. Okay, well, we're still at it here, and Phillies have Ryan Howard coming up against Mitch Stetter. Top of the 12th. Probably, I think this might be the furthest one of these games has gone so far. Ryan Howard against Stetter. 1-7. 1-5 would be a triple for Howard. Oh, the Phillies would love that right now. 1-5. But it's an 8. It will be a fly ball to left. And that will be caught. 1 down. Jeff Jenkins. They don't really have any options except for Jenkins, so he will go up against Stetter. 3-10. Ground ball to short. So with 2 outs, it'll be Pedro Feliz. And the pitch. That is a 1-6 and a walk. So that brings up Eric Bruntlett. And they're going to go with a bench option here. Not a very good one, but for Bruntlett, they will go with Brad Harmon. He can play third base, and Feliz can move to shortstop. So, with 2 outs, runner at first, Feliz. Brad Harmon at the plate. Here is the pitch. 3-10. You can see it here. 3-10. A walk. Put the go-ahead run in scoring position for Carlos Ruiz. And they can't go with, they're going to save their other pinch hitter for the pitcher spot. Here is Carlos Ruiz against Mitch Stetter. First and second, 2 down, and I'm having my D20 run away from me. And the pitch. 1-5. 1-5. A walk to load the bases. And that is going to bring about a pitching change since Stetter is at his point of weakness, and we will be right back. So the bases are loaded, and there are 2 outs, and Guillermo Mota comes in, the righty, to face the pinch hitter, Chris Coast, the last bench option for the Phillies. So the bases are loaded with 2 outs. One thing about Mota to pay attention to, wild pitch 15 rating. So we'll see what happens, but that is a possibility. I am going to shove everything over a little bit here so that way we can get things in the shot. All right, here we go. Chris Coast, bases loaded, 2 outs, and the pitch. That is a 3-11 against a righty, a ballpark single for a righty. Oh no! 1-4 chance. Probably not going to work out here. 1-4 for a righty on the ballpark single. What's going to happen here? And an 18 means that it is a liner to short, and the Brewers escape. Phillies running out of options themselves. We will be right back. So this score sheet is becoming a real mess. We've got some changes here. Coast will stay in the game at catcher and bat in the 9 hole. Let's see. Tom Gordon will be the pitcher, and he will bat in the 8 hole. If you have seen any of my other games here in this series, you know that Tom Gordon is not good. He has not been good, but they're only down to him and Lidge, and they'd like to save Lidge. They may have Gordon pitch a couple innings, and if they have to go with him with weakness, they will. Brad Harmon will stay in the game and play at third base. Phillies slides to short. Both those guys are 4-range guys, so that doesn't bode well for the Phillies, but when you're at this point in the game, you just got to roll the dice, literally. So that's where we're at. And I'm running out of room. So I don't know how else to do this, but we will do it. So here we go. Guess I'll put it up here. Just make it slide. All right, so Ricky Weeks leading off against Tom Gordon. Against a righty, 5-5, and a fly ball to right field, and Weeks makes the catch. Gabe Kapler against a righty, 5-9. Oh boy, this is the one. He gets all of it. Watch this, baby. It is out of here, and that is your ball game. Home run, Gabe Kapler. That will do it. They mob the field, and the Phillies go down in 12 innings by a score of 5-4. Tough outing for the Phillies. They had a 4-0 lead at one point, and after the 5th inning, but the Brewers come back between the 6th and the 9th, including that's Romero and Madsen, who kind of blew up there. But good job by the Brewers bullpen. They go for, 6 innings, 7 innings without allowing a run. So kudos to them. And that means the Phillies get swept here in Milwaukee. We'll be back to close it down here in just a second. So a tough one for those fighting Phils. They lose 5-4 in 12 innings. That makes them 1-3 on this road trip. They will conclude it in Pittsburgh for a 3-game series. This disappointing loss for them, but Brewers bullpen just a little deeper than theirs, and with some key injuries to Jimmy Rollins and Shane Victorino, this early part of the season was going to be tough, and sure enough, it is. Phillies dropped to 11-12. The Brewers increased their record to 12-10. So yeah, the Phils, they will have to get it back together. Let's see. Rollins does not return for another 2 weeks. Victorino will be back. Let's see. He'll be back May 1st, so in a couple days. So, but anyway, actually about 6 days. So, anyway, I'm going to wrap it up here. Tough loss for the Fightins. They lose 5-4. Thanks for watching. Again, subscribe to this channel if you could. We would love it. Thanks for watching, and until next time, just ask the Strat on it. God bless y'all.